What's up? What's up, people? Welcome to Travel Makeover Academy. I am your host for today. My name is Tony Kimball, as if you did not know, and I'm excited to have you in this group, right? So, when we think about Travel Makeover, right? So, it is evolved, it's developed over the years since I started this business with travel. Well, if you kinda know me, you're like, "Dude, like, what are you doing now?" Well, before I even started a podcast, anything like that, I still had a business that was travel. And when you think about travel, travel is an industry that is very large. Well, I said, "You know what? Hey, I know I travel. Why not do the same thing I did when I did my podcast, of course, from Football to Fathers, Transforming Lives, all that good stuff. I said, you know what? Why don't we do the same thing? And why don't we do it in the group? So every Thursday at 8 o'clock, what I want to do is get on and I want to talk travel. It will vary from week to week. And of course, I'll make that announcement on what's happening. But now, what I'm going to do is just talk about a travel makeover. What is a travel makeover? What is it? What is a travel makeover? It's about a lifestyle change. Listen, my story is this: started this industry almost 7 years ago, and I started it to save on my hotels. That was it. That was the only reason I was doing that. No other reason but that. And it changed. Uh, I was just staying in hotels to make sure I didn't have to drive 2, 3 hours to my next job site. Listen, January of the next year. So I started in like November, January of the next year. One of my coaching buddies said, "Look, hey, I saw you posting on social media. You do travel. So why don't you go ahead and book me and my family? We go to Disney a lot." Cool. I did that. The crazy thing about that is I had no clue what I was doing at that moment. And what ended up happening was it took me on a amazing roller coaster. And typically when we say roller coasters, they're not amazing. But that speaks to the amazing part of our business. And that is I got on the phone with people at Disney. I called them up. They helped me through this whole process. It was almost like they were my good friends, and they helped me through the process of getting him booked. Of course, there were some things that I didn't have in place, but I learned very quickly. And when I think about the transition that happened, it was booking. I'd never been to Disney. Let me add that into the story too. I've never been to Disney at that particular time. And I'm trying to book someone a Disney trip that I've never gone on at all. And when I think about that, um, it's funny. It's just what it is. But when we look at it forward, I've been to Disney from that point that I booked almost 4 times, maybe 4 or 5 times I've been to Disney. And that was not on my radar at all. What happened there? But I'm back on. That's amazing. I was talking and Everything stopped at the moment. So just talking about Disney. And in the midst of Disney, what happened was I did the Disney training and it began to happen for me and my family. Our first visit to Disney, man, let me tell you, I think spent maybe 1,300. And let me tell you what was included in all of that. It was like a 3 or 4 night stay that was flight for 4 people, hotel stay, and going to 2 of the parks. Man, you couldn't beat that. That was amazing. To give my children the opportunity, to give my family the opportunity to visit Disney World. That for dad, that's like feel like King Kong. And when we look at travel, everybody's doing it. And when I talk about everybody's doing it, like everybody either wants to travel or are in the process of traveling. Now that I stay in Jackson, Mississippi, I'm able to see when you go past the airport, when you go to the airport, people are traveling. When you go past the car rental place, people are traveling. When you look in hotels, people are traveling. But there's a part of it that people really don't recognize. And that is that in every booking, there is a commission. I had no clue about that. No clue whatsoever. Every booking, there is a commission that's there that's been set aside, and it collects dust and goes to somebody else. But for other people, such as myself, that doesn't necessarily happen. When we talk about commission, that means that there's a percentage that's going to come back to you and that's going to go into your pocket. I think that's a win-win situation. So if you're booking, so if somebody goes onto a famous website and they go on, they do the same actions. They do, if they're going to Miami, they look up the hotel, they look up the car rentals, all of that stuff. They go and do it. And what you find out is they enjoy the stay, they enjoy going there, um, but they don't get the commission at all. They don't. And people really look over that and think that that's a real joke or that's a fantasy, but that's not necessarily the case. So when you and the thing about it is, right now as you're listening, you know people that are traveling, and it's amazing when you're faced with that. When you're faced with travel, what's your best options? How do you go about doing it? Yeah, they just do it. They have no idea about it. Well, guys, when we talk about travel, here's the thing. Um, I've done podcasts like a lot, but tonight I'm super excited because listen, we can talk about travel, we can talk about it, we can say all these things, but listen, it's going to another level. Listen, I have this young lady that's about to come on. And when I tell you I'm so hyped up right now, because when you see her background, like you see my background, right? So I can turn my background on and make it all, wavy and all that other stuff. But it's fake. But my next person that I'm about to bring on right now is Cheryl Curtis. Now, Cheryl Curtis is rocking this business, right? When we talk about travel, she's about to show you something. Okay. So my next person I'm bringing on is Miss Cheryl Curtis.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am wonderful. Can you hear me? It's a little
I,
bit noisy.
no, I can hear and see you And yeah, what's going on? Where you at? Where you at? What's up?
I'm in Jamaica, man,
Jamaica, man. Okay.
and it is amazing. I was having some technology issues, guys. Technology was not technology tonight, but I made it on. And y'all, when I tell y'all, it has been amazing here. We have had so much fun just today, and it's only up from here.
Right.
We just
For,
got
for
here today, so
that, that's awesome to hear that right now. You're in Jamaica. I'm gonna take my JJ off, my jealous. I'm gonna take that off. I'm a little jealous that you're enjoying yourself in Jamaica, and your smile is just wonderful because it heightened because you're in Jamaica. So that is
absolutely.
great.
Ain't nothing like it. You know, it's the happy place, right? Everything is Ari, man.
And I'm gonna have to get my language up. So you're gonna have to help me with the language. So
Everything is great.
great. Awesome. So in spite of technology happens, but we continue to move forward. So I appreciate you jumping on. So you're in Jamaica right now.
Hmm.
But before we get into this scenery stuff, you know, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
I sure will. So thank you for having me on tonight. I am Cheryl Curtis. I currently reside in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia. I live in Maryland. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia, guys, and I have been in the DMV for July will be 20 years, believe it or not, right? I started, in this opportunity that Tony and I are part of. It just fell in my lap, honestly. I was not looking for it. I have 25 years background in accounting. I left my job in accounting at the height of the pandemic and decided to go full on entrepreneurship. I had been working my notary business part time for about 2.5 years at that point. So I decided to do it full time. I'm a notary signing agent. About a year in, after leaving, not even a full year, I take that back, maybe a couple of months after leaving my job, starting my notary signing business full time, I decided
Hmm.
to also get my real estate license, right? Well, unbeknownst to me, COVID was going to hit and things were
Right.
just crazy for me, right? Well, I got my real estate license about a year later. Matter of fact, I started this business. Yesterday was my 2 year anniversary, guys. I started, thank you. I started on February 14th. I bought myself a business for Valentine's Day, right? And then the following day, I took my real estate exam, guys. Very next day, and passed my real estate exam. And then I said, "What have I done? Who starts two new businesses at the same time? Nobody but Cheryl Curtis." But when I tell y'all, it's so much more than what I expected, right? Because when I was introduced to the business, it was probably about a month before I joined. And it was because at the time, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was introduced to it and it was something that I knew I wanted to do in that moment, but I just had so much going on. I was like, this ain't the right time. I got a lot on my plate, starting my business full time, studying for real estate. Like, it's just not the right time, right? Well, the person that introduced me to the business continued to talk to me about it. They reached out to me a few more times. Maybe about the fourth or fifth time when they reached out to me, I was in a different headspace, right? And I was in a different headspace because I just lost my brother 5 days before God, February 9th of
Mm.
2022. Got that call out of the blue, 45 years old, gone.
Oh
No,
wow.
one sick, one. It was so crazy, right? So at that moment when I got that call back on February 14th, 5 days after that, I was in a different headspace because I was like, you know what? This is something I know I want to do. Stop putting it off. Because originally, when they talked to me about it, if I'm honest, I was too ashamed to tell them I didn't have the investment to get started at that moment, right? I had it, but I didn't have it liquid. And I kept putting it off because I was like, yeah, this ain't the right time. But after getting that call on the 14th, just losing my brother, I was like, well, regardless, this is something I know I want to do, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this because I love travel and I love money, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to travel
Yep.
like a rock star, rock bottom prices. That's all I was thinking about at that moment, right? Well, I started my business, and honestly, I still didn't have the $200 with everything that was going on because real estate is expensive. That's a whole nother
Mm.
conversation, right? But I had a credit card with $200 on it, and I knew I could responsibly pay that credit card off in 30 days. So I went ahead and I charged $200 and started my business, guys. And that was the best $200 I could have ever spent because I have gotten so much more than just a travel business, right? I have built
Mm.
relationships. I have developed so much personally and professionally. Like the self development and the professional development that I have received in these 2 years is through the roof. Like I never imagined that that was going to be something that I was signing up for. Because, like I said at the time, I thought I was just starting a travel business, right? So that I could travel more, right? That's all I wanted to do. And I said, when I got started, I told my sponsor at that time, all I want to do is travel like a rock star, rock bottom prices. Don't talk to me about talking to nobody. I ain't doing that. I'm not building no team. I ain't doing
Right.
none of that. But 6 months later, y'all, they told me, come to convention. I went to that international convention and my whole world changed
Mm.
because I was looking at all these people around me that looked like me making multiple six figures. And I kept saying, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm missing something here, right? Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to tell y'all what I was missing. It was the thing I said I wasn't going to do. And I came back home from that international convention and I started talking to everybody I know. And life is what it is now. I love it. I will do it over and over and over again because I get to not only experience life from a different level, I not only get the personal development, I not only get the professional development, but I get to help other people do exactly what I'm doing, right? And help them realize their potential and realize what they have in their hands. Because just like me, a lot of people say, I don't want to do what you do. And you don't have to do what I do, right? But we do help you hone in on what your strengths are and
Mm.
use your strengths
Mm.
to build wealth and do what you want to do. It's all about reaching one, teaching one, helping one another. And that's what I love most. I've always been one of those people who help other people, right? Didn't get into this to help anybody, I didn't think. But
Yeah.
now that is what it has turned into for me.
Right. So this is awesome. So, I want to chop this into segments because you dropped a lot of stuff throughout that conversation that is conversation it will spark a conversation. One of the things you talked about was, and I can relate to you, is I didn't want to start this business. I like my sponsor, she's persistent in what she does. And I think it was in my inbox for a little while before I even responded to her. I haven't gone back. I keep saying I'm going to go back and kind of archive that and say, okay, I waited this long to
Right.
respond to her. And what I've gained from it is beyond, what I expected.
Hmm.
I didn't like you were talking about. I mean, honestly, I just wanted to save on my hotel. I was fine with saving on my hotel stay that I
That's
could
it.
stay instead of paying so much for one day. I could take that one day and do 2 days. I, I thought I was balling. I'll be honest with you. I thought I was balling at the time. So to hear what you're saying and what you've experienced, and one thing I want to stop on is just the development. If we can just
Hmm.
kind of talk about that too, then we'll
Hmm.
wrap back around to the convention too, because that's
Right.
important. Um, so when you look at your life right now,
Hmm.
did you was that a
Never
picture?
imagined.
Like, did you have that up on your wall?
I didn't. I knew I wanted to travel more, but I didn't know how I was going to get that done, right? I also didn't realize I was going to be in a position to meet so many people that have had value to add to my life. And then also, I didn't realize I was going to be able to add as much value as I have to other people's lives.
And I want to validate something. I've known you for a short amount of time, but you can connect some people. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna say it. in my time that I've known you, you can connect some people, and I'm like, okay, sure. Like it's like, shh, okay,
Connect the
let me
dots.
put my shoes on. Right? Sure, it's moving pretty quick here. Let me put my shoes on. Take
That's
these
what
flip
life is
flops off. Put my
about.
shoes on. Huh?
It's what life is about.
Right.
Connection, you know, adding value and understanding that we all have some value to add somewhere, right? Even if we
Right.
don't realize it in whatever moments we're in, right? I never imagined being here. Like I said, I knew I wanted to travel more. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
Had no idea how I
Sure.
was going to get it done. And if somebody had told me I was going to be a travel business owner and a network marketer, I would have told them, no, I'm not. I ain't doing that. Because so many of us run and shy away from network marketing, but we do it every day and don't realize we're doing it.
Right.
That was an eye opener for me now that I've actually studied my craft and understand it now. Because for years I shied away from it.
Right.
Anytime somebody mentioned network marketing, I was like, I'm not, nope, nope. It's a way of life.
Right. Because we don't know and we just move away from it. So
Hmm.
if you're listening to this and this is a replay for you, yes, we are network marketers that have a travel business that is rocking this world. So
Right.
if you're listening to this, you feel like you need to stop, don't stop, keep going because we got some more
Yeah.
stuff to tell you.
Please don't run because we said the word or the words network marketing. So many people be like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to hear no more. Don't do that.
Right.
I did that for years, guys. But the moment I stopped and listened and actually understood what I was doing, because it's simply talking to your network. Well, people that are strangers become, I always tell people, even in this business, I have met strangers turn friends, turn family. And not just as, people that are in the business, but people who have said no to me, right? But we have formed a relationship.
Yeah.
So even though they said no to me for this business, we have a relationship still because of the value that I've been able to add, the value that they've been able to add. Because at the end of the day, everybody uses travel and entertainment, whether they realize it or not. I don't care if you are going out of town to a funeral. You got to stay in a hotel at some point sometimes, right? You
Right.
go to a family reunion. You travel every day to go to work. You park in parking lots and all of that, right? You go to concerts, you go to Broadway plays, you go to sporting events. Y'all, I had no idea that I was actually participating in something and not benefiting from it, right? I love the feeling I got from it, right? But it's not just a feeling there, there's compensation attached to it.
And the thing about it is, just thinking about this earlier, it was like a dub moment. A hotel stays over 24 hours a day. They're always open and there are always people going into those hotels.
Hmm.
Unless that hotel is, shut down, somebody's in it and enjoying the room, and there's multiple people enjoying the room. And people don't realize that there is a commission involved.
Absolutely.
I didn't
Absolutely.
know that.
I didn't either.
Right.
I had
So,
no clue
like,
before this business.
right. Yeah. So I'm looking like I just got to stop because you got that scenery in the back. So now you
Let me
have this.
turn the camera around. I want
Right,
you to see
right, right.
all of
Because
it, right?
we just go ahead and show everybody,
I want
so
y'all to see
everybody can
all of it.
see what's going
I
on
think
right
my
here.
camera may be a little dirty. Let me see.
That's
There we
okay.
go.
We can see what's
I'm getting
going on
texts
here.
from the rest of my family talking about you missing the fun. I told them I'll be there. I'm coming. Y'all see all that? It's a little building over there where we're staying. I don't know if you can see it yet, but I'll get up and show you in a minute. But we got Diamond Club access, y'all. Access is what this business provides to you. That building over there is called Diamond Club. We got butler service, all of that good stuff. When I tell y'all it is amazing here, it's amazing. It's amazing. And this is what, has been, eye opening for me, right? It has been eye opening for me because, again, never in a million years did I imagine I would be able to live this life the way that I am and be able to experience the things. And, I saw it, but as I said, I didn't know how I would be able to participate in it. And being able to participate in it has been life changing.
And that's what it's about. It's lifestyle change. And sometimes we
Hmm.
think we need millions to have a lifestyle change. No, that's not it. That's not it.
I'm
What
just
you
an
are
average girl, y'all. Average woman, and I ain't no millionaire yet.
yet,
Yet. This
yet.
business is gonna make me one though.
Absolutely. Us both. I'm with you. I'm with you. So, are there anything else you would like to share with the viewers? I mean, you just paint the picture. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, you got the rooms are still up there with the lights on, and then you have that wonderful decoration behind you. You've shown everybody like I, you got the floor. Say what you need to say. I mean, I have nothing else to say. You got the
Here's
scene.
what I will say. If you are watching us, whether it's live, whether it's a replay, whatever it is, if this has intrigued your interest in any way, even if it's something that you say, yeah, they doing it, but it ain't for me, you watched it, you are thinking about it for a reason, right? Just like with me, it was something that I couldn't get off my brain. I have people that have watched me for over a year and finally reached out to me and said, I think I want to get us a try, right? And I've helped them to understand how simple it really is, right? But what I will say, whether you know Tony, whether you know me, whoever you know that is attached to us, please, please, please don't just let it pass by you, because here's the other thing. I had no idea what momentum meant in business until I started this business. Y'all, we hit a pivotal milestone a couple of weeks ago, and that milestone was 100,000 active agents in this business. That is excellent, right? And that is the beginning stages of momentum for us. And when we talk about momentum, for those who may not know the phases of business, momentum is where most of the money is made, right? Where the millionaires are made, where all of that happens, right? So because we're at the beginning stages of momentum, now is the time, right? Timing and positioning is everything. I used to hear that all the time when I got started here, and I did not understand it, right? But I understand it now because, again, I've studied the craft, I've watched what has happened. And y'all just think about it like this: think about Starbucks, think about Apple, think about even Zoom, right? Before the pandemic, guys, people hardly thought Zoom was, useful, but they also didn't realize, you know, it would be a gold mine at some point. And the pandemic made it a gold mine, right? Think about Starbucks. People thought they were crazy selling coffee for the amount that they were selling it for, right? Think about Amazon. Guys, those were things that we all missed, right? Their stock prices went through the roof, their value went through the roof. Our business is also about to go through the roof. Thank you. You're fine. Our business is going through the roof, right? And you don't want to miss it. If you don't get in now, it'll be another one of those things where you'll say, I wish I would have done this when I first heard about it, or I wish I would have done this 5 years ago, or however many years ago, even a year ago. Because a year from now, we're not going to look the same. So, again, I will say, if you are attached to me in any way, or attached to Tony in any way, reach out to us. Jump in our inboxes, reach out to us however you know how to contact us. Contact us so that we can share the information with you, because we're not here to sell you anything. We're just educating. That's all we do. Tony is an educator, right? I'm an educator and didn't realize it, right? But here we are just educating you on building wealth, guys. That's it. Building wealth and doing what you're already doing anyway. So it's not like we're trying to sell you anything. We're not trying to convince you of anything. We're just telling you, if it has intrigued you in any way, get more information and get educated. That's all we want to do, is educate you. Reach out. I think you're on mute, Tony. can't hear you.
Can you hear me
Me?
now?
Now I can. Yep, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah. We call it an exit ticket. What you just laid out is the exit ticket. I'm already in this business, but you made me want to sign up again. But so thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing your story where you
Yes.
currently are. So thank you
Thank
so
you for
much for
having me. I'm gonna leave y'all with it so y'all can see it all. And it's
that's
just a little bit of it. It ain't even all of it. This is what I want to leave y'all with. Y'all can have all of this as well, and you can actually earn money, not just pay money and spend money, right? And you can have all of this. Give us a call. Let's talk about it.
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And this concludes us talking about a travel makeover.
Take care.